So basically, what is Lambda? Till now, what we have discussed is functions and how to create function, how to call functions. So basically, Lambda is also a type of function which we called it as anonymous function, or you can say it as a nameless function. Whenever there is a requirement to create a short function, that time in that case you will have to use this Lambda function. It's up to you. Let us check the syntax of it. Whenever we create a normal function, so at that time what we'll do, okay. So till now what we discussed, whenever we want to create a new function, we use this def stands for definition. Then we'll write function name, okay. Then whatever argument that we want to use, that we'll use here arguments, okay. Then colon, then here function statements, okay. And at the end, if your function is returning anything, there you will write return and its value, okay. So what is this? This is function definition. Function definition. And if you want to call this function, then how you call? You will simply write the function name and whatever argument that you have, that will pass here. So basically this will call your function and it will execute everything. And if you have anything here that function is returning, that case you will save it to some variable and you will print it, okay. So this is the normal way to create any function. So now what is Lambda? If you see its syntax is pretty much straightforward. What you will write Lambda, here arguments, and colon condition. So see how simple it is. Only you will have to write this keyword Lambda, then how many number of arguments you want to pass to this function, and based on those arguments you will write some condition, okay. And whatever output this function will give, you will assign to that output to some variable, okay. So this is pretty much straightforward, and this is very important concept of Lambda. Lambda is basically a nameless function or anonymous function. This is nameless function, you can say, or anonymous function, okay, or one line function, anything you can call, okay. So syntax is pretty much straightforward. Only two things you will have to do, three things you will have to do. You will have to write this Lambda, then argument, then colon, then your condition. So basically in this Lambda function you can perform all these things that we did in normal function, and there are special three methods. One is map, one is filter, one is reduce, okay. So map is basically we'll do one thing, we'll start with basic example, then we'll cover this map, then filter, then reduce, okay. So once we write any example of this lambda function, then you will get some clear idea that how this lambda works. Let me rub it. Okay, so let us go back to our program. So lambda function is your nameless function or anonymous function, anonymous function or one line function. Okay, so let us take an example of cube. So whenever we'll have to perform some cube operation, so in normal way, how we can write? We'll write one variable, we'll create this def, then function name, then argument. Argument meaning here you'll have to pass any number, and you'll have to perform a cube of that number. Okay. So how you can perform cube? All of you know that this is exponent operation, right? Exponent is nothing but your power, and I have created this function to perform a cube. Okay, so what it is doing, it will take number and it will perform its cube. Okay, and it will return this. So same function will write in using lambda. So let us call this function first. Suppose I want to perform a cube of 4. Let me save it to C and let me print it. Okay, cube equals to C. Okay, let me save it. Lambda function. So my output is 64. Okay, let me print this also. Okay, so I am performing cube operation on 4 number, and output is 64. Okay, 4 fours are 16 and 16 fours are 64. Okay, so basically this is a cube of 4. So same function will write in lambda. So how we can write? Lambda, this variable I'll create. So what is the syntax of my lambda function? Syntax is lambda, then arguments, then colon, then condition. Okay, so see how simple it is. So we'll use lambda. So see, this is a reserved keyword. Once I write this lambda, it becomes it will appear as a orange color, right? Lambda, I'll have to take a number, right? Number, then colon, then condition. What condition I'll have to perform here? I'll have to perform this cube. Okay, so see, this function I have created. My function name, I didn't give here, we are not giving any function name, right? So whatever expression that you are writing here in Lambda, same expression you will have to assign it to some variable. And if you want to execute this thing, you'll have to call this variable and you'll have to pass the number. Okay, so let me call it, and now I'll have to perform this 5. Here I'm passing 5, and let me print this thing. Here I'll using normal function using normal approach, or normal function I can write here. Normal function normal user defined function, and here lambda function to perform cube operation. Okay, so let us execute. So see here, let me print this also. Okay, so okay, this thing I'll print here. Okay, so here first function we have created to perform this cube operation, and here we are passing 4 and we are getting its cube. Okay, so similar thing we have created using lambda function. So what is, how we can create this lambda function? This lambda keyword we'll have to write, then how many number of arguments that this function would need. So this cube, to perform cube operation we need only one variable, right? We'll see other example also where we'll get multiple arguments, and on this this lambda function will have to perform cube operation. So we just written the condition here, expression. So num, then cube operation, and how we are assigning it, this lambda expression, complete expression, we are assigning it is some variable. And to call this lambda function, what we are doing, we are just passing any number, so it will perform its lambda operation, its cubic operation, right? So 5 cube is 125. Okay, so this is the way that we can create the lambda function. So this is one example where we are passing only one argument. So we'll do one thing, we'll create another function, cube of 5. is cube of 4 plus 2. Okay, so let me create one more function. So now I'll have to perform a comparison, like which I'll give. I'll create one function where I'll give two arguments. So that function will tell us that which variable is greater or not. Okay, or which number is greater or not. So same. Let me write what function we are creating. Function will give greater number, or function will tell greater number. Okay, so here we'll pass two arguments. Let us check. Let us create one normal function, and after creating normal function, so here get bigger number. This function I am creating. How many arguments it will take? It will take two arguments, and here condition would be if num1 is greater than num2, then return what is greater now, right? Uh, in this case, my num1 is greater. In this case, what I'm doing, I'm comparing num1 with num2. If num1 is greater than num2, it will return num1. Else, what it will return? It will return num2. Simple function I'm creating. So same function, let us call this bigger number. Function. Let me give two numbers. Here I'll print greater number between 33 and 55 equals. Okay, so basically this function will return who is greater among those two numbers, right? So let me save it, let me run it. So see here, this is my function, and I'm passing two numbers, and it will return what number is bigger between two numbers. So same function now I'll create using Lambda. I'm creating one variable called find bigger number equals to Lambda then I'll pass num1 num2 colon. Here I'll write condition. Okay, if num1 greater than num2, return num1, else num2. Let us check whether we are able to get same thing. Will pass here. Greater number. Okay. Okay. So here also we are able to achieve this comparison between two numbers, and my function will return which number is bigger. Okay. So first function we have created using normal approach, and second we have created using lambda approach. So see here. So in first case, how I have created the lambda function. Here I am taking only one argument. I have used this lambda keyword, and this is my argument, and this is my condition. Okay. So in second function, how many arguments that I'll have to use? There are two arguments. Okay, two arguments we have here. And what is my condition? So one thing you'll have to remember, in normal for loop, in normal condition, you'll simply write if, then condition, then you'll return, and then in else you'll return a different number, right? But here, if you want to use if condition in lambda, so here what you'll have to do, whatever first argument that you, whatever for number that satisfies first condition, that would become, that would be at the first place before if condition, meaning this is my condition. Okay, so whatever whatever number that satisfies this condition would appear at first place, and whatever number that don't satisfy this condition will be at right place, and here you will have to write this else. So basically if, then condition, then else, then number. Okay, so if I write this in using syntax, so what would be my syntax? Lambda. Okay. So how many arguments, for example, a and b I'm using. So this a I'll return when if a is greater than b, else what I'll have to return, I'll return b. Okay. So this kind of condition, let me write somewhere. Okay, let me write here. So what would be my condition? Lambda a and b I'll write. Basically this lambda will take two arguments. Then whatever output or whatever number that you will have to return, that would be at your first place. Then your condition, here my condition is a, if a is greater than b. If this condition satisfied, your number would be at left side, and if this condition don't satisfy, what we write else block, right? In else you are writing this b. If this condition satisfies and if this condition don't satisfy, so num1 if condition else num2. Okay, so in this way you can write. Okay, so here I am taking two arguments. The number that satisfies this condition would appear at left side, and number that don't satisfies this condition would appear at right side. But here you will have to write this else condition. Okay, do you have any doubt here? If you have any doubt, then you can ask, because now we'll start map function, then filter and reduce. Do you have any doubt? We have created two functions using normal approach as well as lambda approach. Okay, so this thing, whenever you practice it, then you would get some more confidence. So let us create one new file. So now we'll have to discuss map function. Okay, so we'll check what is map. So basically this what is the significance of this map function? So basically consider you have a list, for example random number I'm giving. Okay, so this is my list, and you will have to perform some cube operation or square operation or some multiplication operation or any operation that you can perform. So if you give, for example, if you want to perform multiplication operation, okay, multiplication operation by 2. Okay, so what you will have to do, you will have to write this map function, and this map function what you'll where you will write inside lambda. Okay, so basically this map function will take two arguments. Okay, and what are those two arguments? So map will take first argument as lambda expression. Okay, So here I'll have to perform multiplication operation. Okay, so in this case this lambda will take only one argument, then it will perform multiplication operation, then comma. What you can write at second place, you will pass this list. Okay, and one variable that you'll write map out. Okay, so here this is my first argument that you'll pass inside this map function, that is your lambda function, and this is my list. Okay, so whenever you will have to use this map function, this thing you will have to remember, at first position you will have to pass the lambda function or lambda expression, and in second case this list would be there. So how this map function would perform over this list? Okay, so my condition is 2. So what it will do, this map function will apply this logic over each and every value. Okay, one by one. So basically in this lambda, if you observe here, we are taking only one argument, right? Only one argument we are taking, and we are performing this multiplication by 2. So how at first place this 1 would be here, this 2 gets multiplied here, then it becomes 2. Okay, in second place 2 would be here. What would be the output? Output would be 4. In third case 4 would be there. What would be the output? 8 is there, right? Then 6. 6, what would be the output? 12. Okay, similarly 14 and 18. Okay, this output will get at the output of this map function. Okay, so what this map function it will do, it will apply this logic to each and every element of this list. Okay, so let us write this code of map function. Map function will apply logic to each and every element of the list. Okay, so let me create one list, list1. Let me write some elements. Okay, so same logic will write that we discussed just a few minutes back. Multiplication okay, so map will write. So see, what is the color of this map? It's blue, right? It's somewhat burgundy color. Then here what will pass? Lambda, then one argument will do, then colon, multiply by 2. Okay, this is my first argument, and in second argument I'll pass list1. Okay, now I'll print the multiplication. Map filter reduce. Okay, So let us execute. So see what I'm getting here at the output, we are getting map object, okay, but I'll have to print this. So let us do one thing. Let us iterate this. Print. Okay. So initially let me print actual list using for method. Print original list. List 1. And this is my modified list. Modified means this is my new list. New list. Okay. So basically we are iterating the original list and we are printing it one by one. And this is my new list. And the output is whatever element we have here, we are getting as its multiplication. Okay, so if you observe here, my original list would be from 1 to 10 and new list would be from 2 to 20. Okay, and the logic what we have written here is, let me print this also. Okay, so this is my original list, and what map is doing, map will take each and every element and it will apply the logic over each and every element, and this is my output. Okay, so similar way like this map, right? Now we'll use the filter function. So do you have any doubt on this map function? So map will take two arguments. First argument would be, let me write syntax here. Syntax. So map will take lambda expression and a list. Okay, and whatever output we are getting, we are just we are just assigning to some variable and we are iterating that variable. Okay, so this is one thing. Now we'll check for another function called filter function. Okay, so in lambda we have three major functions. First thing we discussed, that is map function. Then we have filter function. So what filter function is doing? we have filter function. So we'll take an example of same list 1, and we have list 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I want to perform a filter operation, and I output should be even numbers. I want all even numbers from this list. And what is the logic to perform or to get even number? That is mod operation, right? So for example, if 2 mod 2, what would be the output? 0, right? Then 4 mod 2, what would be the output? Output is nothing but a remainder, right? Remainder. So this mod operation would be responsible to get the remainder. Okay. So for example, if we write the mod operation and we want to perform this filter, so what we'll do, we'll pass the list. This filter operation will take each and every element, and whichever element that satisfies this condition, at the output you will get that element only. Okay. So at the output, how many elements will get? We'll get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. That is even numbers. Even number. Okay. So this thing we'll have to write. So similar to map, this filter will also take 2 arguments. First is lambda, and this lambda will give like a equals to a mod 2 equals to 0. Then we will pass list here. Okay. So we'll write a code here. Map function. Okay, map function we have written. Okay, now we'll write filter function. Filters the values. Filter the values that satisfies the condition. Okay. Syntax is same. Filter, then lambda expression, then list. Okay. So print filter function filtered values, this variable I'm creating, I'll write filter function. Then inside this filter function, what will pass? Will pass lambda expression. Same thing I'll do, but instead of whatever logic you will write here, because this in map we are just applying this multiplication operation, and this map will apply this logic to each and every element. So similar way, which values we want to filter. So for that we'll have to use this filter keyword. Then I want to filter all the values that satisfies this condition. Okay, then I'll pass the list. Same list I'm using. Okay, so let me print this. Well, so see what is the output. At the output, my original list was 1 to 10. At the output, what I'm getting only even numbers. Okay, logic what I have written, a mod 2 equals to 0. So whichever values that satisfies this condition, this filter will take those logic only, those values only, and it will assign it to filtered value. Okay, so this is also a powerful function. So if you don't want to iterate this, what you will have to write, just you will have to write okay, that thing I'll explain tomorrow. There is one concept called list comprehension. So in list comprehension, we'll write that. I'll explain that logic tomorrow. List comprehension. Okay. So do you have any doubt? So here you are getting filter operation to filter all even numbers. What about odd numbers, right? If you want to perform odd operation, all odd numbers filtered even values, then odd values, print. So to print odd values, what you'll have to write? If a number mod 2 is not equals to 0, in this case you will get all odd numbers. See, at the output, filter function to filter all odd numbers. Let me print this expression. Okay, so this is map function and reduce function. It's already 8:30. We'll see last function tomorrow. Not tomorrow, on Monday, because tomorrow is Saturday, right? So we'll see the remaining. We have one remaining function, that is reduce function in this lambda. So that reduce function we'll see on Monday, and just practice whatever we have covered in lambda. Okay, so we have covered how normal function we can create using lambda function, and how this map operation and filter operation we can apply. Okay, so do you have any question?